Hi, and welcome to Upfront. I'm your host, Christina Krichkowski. Joining us on this special holiday edition of Upfront, direct from the North Pole, it's the jolly old elf himself. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Santa, taking time out of your busy schedule to be here, especially right now, which must be the busiest time of the year for you. Tell us, what's it like right now in the North Pole?
Oh, it's my pleasure to be here. What a great time, and thank you for asking me to come all the way down here. It's awesome. The North Pole is quite busy, actually. We're getting the final orders completed, and of course, you know, it's only 3 weeks or so till the big night, and it's very dark and cold up there, but Northern Lights are showing us the way.
Yes, Northern Lights.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as you said, the countdown is on to the big day, or the big night and the big day. Tell me, Santa, first off, what is your favorite thing about Christmas?
My favorite thing, is making the kids happy. To me, that's what it's about. Making sure everyone's happy and seeing all those kids opening their presents. They don't know I'm seeing that, but I'm watching.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Always watching.
I am.
I'd ask you how you do that, but maybe you don't want to give that secret away.
It's a secret. It's a secret.
Well, we have some very excited and curious children here in the area. We went out, put the call out to see if any kids had some questions they wanted to ask you, and we did get some responses.
Wow,
so
awesome.
maybe we can get you to answer those questions for us here today. Let's take a look at the first question.
That's an awesome idea.
Hi Santa, I'm wondering if I'm getting a new elf on the shelf this year.
Elf on the shelf. Elves are really busy making a lot of elves on the shelf. We'll make sure we do our best to get one for you. We'll see how we can do that, but I'm sure we can. It's a big order, a lot of them being made this year. The elves love making elves on the shelves because it's a replication of themselves.
Okay.
Hi Santa, I was wondering how many cookies you get on Christmas.
How many cookies? I get a lot of cookies, but I love cookies.
Probably more cookies than you could count.
I do.
So do you actually try every cookie that gets left out for you?
I do. I don't want to disappoint anyone. I'm really grateful they leave them for me, so I make sure I eat them.
And you're probably pretty busy, so you need to keep your energy level up.
I do. It's a long night flying around, so it's good to get those extra treats, and I really appreciate it. Thank you.
So what kind of cookie is your favorite? I'm sure you like most cookies, but do you have one that in particular is your favorite?
Oh, let me see. I love raisin oatmeal. I like chocolate chip. Those little with jam in them, like a bird nest kind of cookie.
A thumbprint.
Candy. I like all cookies. Candy cookies.
Okay, good. All right, let's have another question.
Santa, what part of the North Pole do you live in?
What part of the North Pole? Right on the North Pole itself.
Really?
My house is right on the pole, and then the shops are, you know, in the yard, the workshops and the whole complex. It actually circles the North Pole.
Wow. So if I went on Google Maps, would I be able to see your house at the North Pole?
I believe it is.
Really? Okay.
I haven't checked Google for a while, but I hope it is.
How do you eat all those cookies in one night?
How do you eat all those cookies in one night?
It's a lot and it's a big job, but I don't want to disappoint anyone. So I make sure I eat them, and I I eat them all.
Do you ever share your cookies? You must have helpers with you.
I do. I share them with the elves that come along and help me with the gifts, and they love cookies too. Oh, and I also try to leave the crumbs for any of our furry friends who are in the house. Maybe the Christmas mouse, or
Oh, the Christmas mouse,
you know,
yeah.
if you have a kitty, sometimes they like those cookie crumbs too. So I want to make everyone happy.
I wanted to know, how do you get into houses with no chimneys?
Ah, good question. How do you get into a house that has no chimney?
I have ways I can go actually through the walls.
Really?
I can, I have the ability to work really quick and transpose myself from the outside to the inside.
Real Christmas magic.
It is. So don't be afraid if you have no chimney. I can still visit.
If it was possible, Santa, can you make world peace?
Oh, that's a big ask.
Wow, can I make world peace? The beautiful thing about Christmas is it is a time of peace. So I hope everyone remembers that and always acts in a peaceful way and thinks about their friends and family and those who have less than them, other countries. So Christmas, as I said, is a time of peace. So I hope everyone honors that each year.
And spreading Christmas cheer is sort of a way of spreading peace and happiness.
It is when you're nice to each other, and that is peace in itself. A huge part of it. Good question.
Welcome back to Up Front. We're in our Castlegar studio with a very special guest from the North Pole. It's Santa himself. And we're just taking some questions from some local school children. So Santa, let's just dive right back into those questions from the kids. And here is a young lady with a pressing question.
Have you had the same reindeer, or do you get new ones?
That's a good question.
It's a very good question. All the reindeer except Rudolph are original.
Really?
They're very old reindeer. They're very experienced. They've been flying around the world as long as I have. The newest and youngest is Rudolph, who joined our team, as you know in the story. And he's got that bright nose. He guides us through, and what a valuable addition he's been. So he's our newest, but other than that, all the reindeer are the original.
You don't have any reindeer in training up at the North Pole for backups in case something happens?
We do. They train. We have spare reindeer, of course. So if one of them gets sick, the other can, get right into harness and go. But so far,
So far, so good?
Yeah, the originals have made it.
How do you get around the world in one night?
Wow, that's a very good question. But I actually have 24 hours because the world is so huge. I can cover the whole world in 24 hours. So it seems like one night here, but it's a whole day of 24 hours.
As the earth moves.
I move.
Okay.
Yes, I move with the line of darkness. As the world rotates, I go up and down and visit every home.
Okay, and you've got elves who go with you on your sleigh.
I do. There's a
Okay.
team of us, and we work very close together. It's a great team. So that's how we can do that in one night.
Okay.
Does the Grinch actually exist?
Oh my, the Grinch.
The Grinch, he thinks he can ruin Christmas, but all my elves and our staff, we're ready for the Grinch. He's not going to take Christmas from us or all of you kids. I wouldn't worry about the Grinch too much. He thinks he's got it, but he doesn't.
So the Grinch is real.
He is, but he
Okay.
stays in the background. Yeah.
Have you ever been sick on Christmas Eve? Who would help you deliver gifts if you were sick?
Oh.
Wow, no, I have never been sick on Christmas Eve. I am very lucky.
Good thing for everybody else, too.
It's a very important night, and no, you can't get sick. So we have a great team. No one has ever gotten sick, not the reindeer, the elves. It's just so important.
So if you were sick, though, would you have someone who could do it for you? Would the elves just take over?
They would, and I do have Santa's helpers, we call them. So if they did have to fill in, we have them there.
Okay.
But so far, good.
Now, these Santa's helpers, are they elves or are they Santas?
They look like me, so they're Santas. So they're ready to go.
Okay.
If you saw them, you wouldn't know the difference.
Okay, nice.
What was your first toy you've ever made, and what was your favorite toy you've ever made?
Oh, that's like a double question.
Ho, it is. If I remember, the first toy I ever made was a wooden horse and a carriage.
Oh.
Like a two-wheel cart. That was hundreds of years ago I did that.
And what is your favorite toy?
Oh, I have so many favorites. That's a hard one to
I'm
pinpoint.
sure.
I think the favorite is the happiest ones that children have. That makes them the happiest is my favorite.
The smiles you see, maybe not the toy, but the smile.
Yeah, the smiles of the kids when they open their presents.
Okay.
Gives me a good warm feeling.
Welcome back to this special holiday episode of Up Front. We're in our Castlegar studio talking to Father Christmas himself. It's Santa. And we've been taking questions from local school children. And we'll continue doing that. And I think the next question has to do with elves.
Ooh.
Take a look.
How big are elves?
How big are elves? Elves average about 3 feet 6 inches tall.
Oh, that's it.
It is, but boy, they sure work hard. Awesome people to work with, they really are, and they make all your toys for you. Wow, they package them, they get the list together for me. It's a really awesome team.
Now, I have a question for you about elves. Santa, what do elves like to eat?
Elves are similar to me. They like to eat the cookies as well.
Who doesn't?
Exactly. But they eat normal food like other people.
And does Mrs. Claus make all the food and goodies up in the North Pole?
She does, but also there's elves to help with that too.
Okay.
It's a big staff we have. Yeah, there's hundreds of elves working there. So they work all year round on toys.
So after Christmas, I guess you start getting ready for the next Christmas already.
We do. We have a break. Everyone gets vacation time because they work so hard. So they relax for a month or two, and then we start making toys again.
Okay. All right, we've got another question here from a young man.
How would you get carrots for the reindeer? You can't grow them in cold.
Oh, where do you source your carrots from?
We do have greenhouses
Oh,
in
yes.
the North Pole. And as you know, through the summer months, it's daylight 24 hours a day. So we have lots of sun, so that's when we grow our carrots and all our vegetables that we need. And
Okay.
that lasts us the rest of the year. And the reindeer love vegetables, and particularly carrots.
So do they like it when kids leave carrots out on Christmas Eve?
They love carrots, and as you know, carrots help you see in the dark, which is so vital to our reindeer, so they can see where they're going.
Okay.
So I eat carrots too, so I can see where they're going.
Oh, do you? Okay. So maybe a carrot cake cookie or something.
Oh, that would be great. I love my vegetables too.
Okay.
How old are you?
How old am I? Well, that is an interesting question. I am 600 years old in Santa years, but I'm only 30 years old in human years.
Wow.
That's how I go for so long.
Well, you're looking fabulous for your age, Santa.
Thank you.
All right, we've got one more question, and I think this one has to do with the dreaded naughty list.
Ooh. Santa, how long does it take to get off the naughty list?
How long does it take? Wow. That is an individual thing. But I believe once you realize what you did to make you naughty and you realize it was wrong, then you come off the list. And you realize what you did and how you can better yourself, then you come off the naughty list.
Okay. Do you have to be pretty bad to get on the naughty list?
In the end, I have a soft heart for children. I don't want to see any child go without presents for Christmas. So it's up to the parents when they decide if you're on the naughty list, and then in the end, I look at what happened and then we go from there.
The parents, ooh.
They have to play a part in this too.
Okay. So as we've already talked about, busy time of the year, final preparations being done up in the North Pole. Is there still time for kids to send their Christmas letters or wish lists into you?
There sure is. We're taking final orders still.
Okay.
Actually, right up until Christmas Eve.
Really?
We do. We have a special team that deals with the, the late orders and get those gifts together. In fact, I'll be coming around still between now and Christmas asking all of the children what they want. So there's lots of time.
Okay. And when everything is said and done and the last gift is delivered and you head back home to the North Pole, what do you do in your time off when you take your vacation?
Well, we, as you said, when the last house has been visited, we cruise back to the North Pole and we have a big dinner for all the elves and everyone, an appreciation for all the work they did. They worked so hard to make sure every child is happy. And then we take a break. Everyone has a relaxing month or two, and not until, late spring, early summer that we start making
toys?
Toys in earnest. Yeah, some of the more popular ones we'll start earlier, but everyone gets a break because it's a pretty heavy workload. We have to make sure they don't overwork themselves.
Okay. And I have a question for you, Santa. Do you wear red year-round?
I do. When I'm on the North Pole. Sometimes, though, I'm here in the summer. I've come to Castlegar for vacation.
Wow.
I visited Sculpture Walk. I visit different things here to see how it is. And sometimes I try to help children, but I look different. I look like a ordinary citizen on the street.
Okay.
But I take vacation as well and visit different parts of the world.
Awesome. Well, maybe I'll run into you sometime in the summer here.
You just might.
Thank you so much for coming in, Santa. Before you leave, I know you're busy. I just wanted to ask if there was a gift that we could give to Santa other than cookies. Is there something that everybody could do for you?
I really appreciate you asking me, and I appreciate all the questions from the kids. That was awesome. See all the kids in the schools. For me, that's enough. I want to see happy children, not only at Christmas, but all year round. So that's what I get as a gift. That makes me happy.
Okay. Well, very good. Thank you very much for coming in.
And thank you for inviting me. It's great to travel around and talk to different people and see the kids like that. And so thank you for the invitation.
My pleasure. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you. Ho, 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 ho.